Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to LAFS, Life as a Foreign Student podcast, the only podcast that's giving you a full perspective of how it is to be a foreign student here in the Northern Cyprus. And today we are blessed to have an amazing sister, an amazing friend, a long-time sister, all the way from Kenya. And here she is in the studio today to share her experience of how life in Cyprus has been to her. My sister, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been doing very good.
It has been up and down, and today we are finally in the studio making this podcast.
Yes. It has been a long time coming.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks for inviting me. I'm honored.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm honored.
So, Sharon, I always know you as Sharon, all the way from Kenya. That's all the much that I can know. Maybe for people who are listening to us right now, who's Sharon?
Yes, Sharon is a Kenyan. Obviously female. I've been in Cyprus for 4 years now. Came to study my master's, finished master's, started PhD in my second year now. What else do you want to know about me?
Anything you want to share with us?
That's enough.
Oh my God. So you just said you came all the way from Kenya and right here you are now. You came for master's.
I did. I came to study master's in social psychology. I finished. My program was supposed to be 2 years. I took the 2 years and then finished and started PhD. Program is 4 years. I'm halfway in.
All the best, and we wish you all the best. I understand right now you already started building more of you in school, so we'll come to that later.
Yes.
So coming from Kenya all the way to the Northern Cyprus, it's a long way.
Yes.
And spending here 4 years is not something small. Let's start how did coming to Cyprus come about?
So I'd finished my bachelor's degree and I took a gap year. I did a bit of work and travel and just also chilled and did business as well. And then I knew it was time for me to pursue my master's, not my PhD, my master's. So yeah, I needed to further my education. It's always been something I've always wanted to do. So I was looking into get an education abroad, actually. I was intentional about that. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go somewhere new, just go away from Kenya. So I went to my agent. Well, an agent that I know through someone who was here. And then they had options. I ended up picking Cyprus. They helped me with my application process. I was accepted. And then February 2018, 2nd, I was in Cyprus at midday.
Wow.
Yes.
Welcome to Cyprus.
That was it. Yeah.
You went to an agent through a friend who was here.
Yes.
Before coming to the Northern Cyprus, what did you know about Cyprus?
I didn't. I just knew it was an island. That was it. That's all I knew. I did not even bother to check online I did not imagine that it's a divided country. So that was out of question. And the friend that I know is a really good friend of mine whose cousin studied at GAU, went back home and had such a good job, success in her career, works for the UN. So I was like, okay, that's not a bad prospect to go pursue my master's there. And chances are, if I'm going to think in this way, I'll be successful as well because I'm willing to put in the work.
Wow.
Yeah.
And finally, you are in GAU.
I came to GAU.
Wow, nice to meet you. So I understand that you told me the agent gave you options.
Yeah.
And Cyprus came to be the picked option.
It was the cheapest.
Oh, so that was the reason.
Yeah. I'm getting a European education and then it was the cheapest. Was killing so many birds with just one stone. I was like, this is it. Let's do Cyprus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I cannot help it but just appreciate the option you took because without it, I wouldn't have known you.
You're welcome. I'm joking.
So for many people who are choosing to go study abroad, especially those coming from Africa, they'll tell you, I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, many options. And some would just say, you know what, I'm just taking this because, as you said, it's cheaper or because of 1, 2 reasons. Apart from being cheap, what were what pushed you to say, you know what, I think, let me just go with this option and not other options?
In life in general, I like to bite what I can chew. So the fact that I'm looking for a higher education, that is standard. That cuts across anywhere. So the next thing, which is a big thing, is the finances. I knew, did I know I'd support myself? I don't think so. That wasn't clear at the time. So the finances was a big one. So school is clear, I'm looking for education, but then it needs to be something within my means. So the finances was a really big one. There's really nothing else. Yeah.
You just mentioned you just wanted to leave Kenya.
Not in a desperate way that I wanted to leave Kenya, but in a way that I wanted to gain different experience. I wanted to delve deeper into new cultures, something different. Something different. I am such a wanderluster. I crave those things. I crave exploring. I crave adventure. I have no problem packing my bags and going somewhere new. So I was craving that. So it wasn't from, because I do know people who are like, I just need to leave my country. It wasn't coming from that place. I was in corporate. I was working at the time for a non-governmental organization in HR, and I loved my job. They gave me education education leave. And for the first few months, they were actually paying me. And if I went back, I'd have gotten my job as soon as I finished my master's. So, but, I'm going on a tangent. I'm so sorry. Please ask me the question.
No,
Let me
it's
stick
fine.
to the
It's
script.
fine because you just mentioned more of things that at least gave you more of what to say. Like I'm going to stay in Cyprus. Even when you came, and probably some people would just come and finish their masters and probably go back, as you say, you had your job, and
Yeah.
you just go to your job.
Yeah.
So this brings me to this question: why remain and
Why? That's a good question.
leave the job?
Yeah, because I was working in HR, which I liked, but I loved academia. And I knew I wanted to pursue my PhD. So coming Cyprus, in my head, I knew I'm going to do this master's, finish, and start PhD immediately. And then I also wanted at the time to get into the school system, start working in the university, start teaching, get a scholarship for my PhD, and get experience while I do that. So I did have a good thing, but then I wanted something different. So that's why I'm still sticking the course. Yeah.
And we are so privileged that now that I know, I didn't know that it was even you in your plan to say that I'm gonna finish masters and start teaching.
It was.
And now you're teaching.
It was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're so happy for you.
Thank you.
I personally can say I'm so happy for you because you're always a vibe, and not just being a vibe. I can say many people would come to you to consult something. Do you take yourself to be a consultant?
Thank God. No.
So we just spoke of your stay and why you decided to stay here. There's so many people who have been coming to the island, and probably within no time they just go back home. And there are people who I know who I've spoken with, and they tell me like, you know what, coming to Cyprus was a scam. What do you have to say about that?
Cyprus is really a tough place. Cyprus is difficult and is not what many people would expect, at least I can say. So I would understand why people want to leave. It's not easy. It's not. Yeah. So I would understand why people would want to leave. It's a true reality that it's not a fit for everyone. There's people that decide to stay, but then it depends so much on who they are and ends up affecting their whole entire life versus people who decide to pack up their bags and go.
Speaking about people packing their bags to go back home, I've had people here in the podcast, and one thing that has been coming over and over again is about those people who recommended them here to come here, or those people who brought them here, specifically agents.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? What's your opinion on the work done by the agents?
Most of the agents are not truthful. The thing with recruiting students, and specifically for GAU, it kind of is a quick money scheme, and people want that. So they will lie to you at whatever cost so they can get their commission for recommending a student or for bringing a student here. So because of that, it's so rampant because when they are so desperate, they lie to you. They will omit information because you're the money maker here. Your face and you being the student is what's going to make the money. So they will definitely lie, which is so unfortunate, but it's such a reality.
For many people who find Cyprus hard here, most of them have been telling me about agents. And I cannot help it but just feel sorry for them because agents, I understand they need to make money.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to make money on the price or on the cost of other people, of which it costs a lot of trouble. You lose like 2 to 4 years, because there are people who are doing like 2 years courses and they go back home complaining about their experience here. You seem to have enjoyed the 2 years that you came for and later extended them to, I'm very sure they go up to 6 years because the PhD is 4 years.
Yeah.
What is something that you feel so happy about Cyprus that make you feel like, I think I can pursue with this difficulty that's experienced by so many in Cyprus?
Whoa, that's such a big question. I don't even know how to answer it. Okay, people come to Cyprus for so many different reasons. There's people who come because they just want to leave their countries. Maybe it's war-torn. Maybe it's such a tough situation that they need to get away from. And then they come to Cyprus and it doesn't make it any better because there's no finances, there's no support, there's no jobs, there's nothing. So then it becomes really, really hard. Then there's also I said no jobs, right? Then there's, in my case, remember from the beginning I said to you that I wanted to pursue this master's, start working in the university, get into PhD, get a scholarship, start teaching. So my eyes have been on the prize. There was a big picture from before I even started. So no matter how hard it's been, I've not completed what I came to do. So I'm sticking the course, trying to do it as fast as I can. Take the maximum courses, write whenever I need to, just do it. So I'm not like enjoying to a point that I'm cruising, taking one course, doing nothing. No, I'm rolling with the punches, if I may say, yeah.
And I like that, rolling with the punches. So for many people who might say, Sharon is enjoying life, that's why she's so relaxed about Cyprus. Please, guys, know that she has been taking
with the
punches. Yeah. And it's so funny that people don't see the challenges that somebody who's always shining goes through. And it's such an honor to have you in the studio because for many people that have been speaking here, the only perspective about Cyprus they would tell people or they would tell us is about the negative parts. Somebody will be like, I feel like I've been scammed and I feel like even being here is already a scam. So I just want to go, I just want to leave and I cannot find no means to leave. But
which is hard.
Which you say, eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Come.
Yeah.
This brings me to this question. There are many people who would say, I'm going abroad, I'll find job opportunities, I'll find this, I'll find that, I'll find that. Like for you, you seem to be rolling with the punches.
Oh, yeah.
While your eyes are on the prize.
It's the only way to do it.
For someone who cannot handle the punches that you're handling while your eyes are on the prize, let me ask you from your personal experience, what do you do to keep your eyes on the prize while you're rolling with the punches?
I was having a conversation with someone. I remember saying that I don't have otherwise. I have to do what I have to do. I don't have a choice. You know what I mean? So when you don't have a choice, you'll do what you have to do. Does that make sense?
But do you think other people have choices? That's why they take their eyes out of the prize while experiencing the punches?
No, I also want to be very careful with that and say that we also have different realities. How would you put this? I'll give you an example. My first year, I worked as an intern. A whole year, no pay, nothing, not even a dime. But thankfully, I had support. from home for that year because I knew I wasn't going to get paid, but that was the only way for me to get into the system. And I had to work my way up from the literal ground. So these people, and that was the foundation of where I am right now, which is far from the top, but, just a little bit off the ground, a tiny little bit. So these people that don't have that, which also could be such a privilege, these people that don't have that year, time-wise and finances-wise. Yeah.
You just have to do whatever needs to be done for you to be where you need to be.
But that doesn't always work, though. Some people don't even have the choice to do what they have to do. So I don't want to close my eyes on that. Yeah. There's people that they can't get support. They can't get support from home. Your parents are like, you're abroad. You're lying to us. There's people that parents are like, you're in Europe. Like, what are you saying that Cyprus is not recognized? What are you saying that there's no jobs?
And that brings me to, sorry to cut you short, that brings me to this conversation that I've been having with people. And they keep on telling me about agents telling parents that you're sending the kid there, they'll have a job.
Yeah,
and this is the amount of money that they'll be getting within no time.
They do say that.
So
they say that.
What should parents know about the reality that you have been living? As you said, you went 1 year working without pay.
I wish they were just honest. There's people that would still come to Cyprus even if the agents were to be honest. That's a big one. And parents. What was your question again?
What should parents know?
What should they know?
Because parents would believe anything the agents say.
Which is sad. I'm thinking some parents do not believe their students because of experiences they've had. Some parents maybe will believe agents or maybe will not because of their experiences. So it's not a white or black thing, I would say, for that. But for parents to send their children abroad, that's a big one. They should be able to take responsibility, I would say. But there's people that parents did not send them abroad. They went abroad for themselves. So in that case, like I came for my master's, that's a grown-up decision. So it's different. There's really no black or white answer for that one. It's very, very independent on the parents, independent on the students, independent on their relationships and what they want from this education or what they want. Are they coming to study? Are they coming to look for money? Are they coming to work? Or just depend on the parents and do school?
So it's always the eyes on the prize that matters. Which prize are you here for?
I think, yeah. So